super excited to do this update. This is part of the American National updates that I've been doing for the last, this summer anyways. Before I get into the super exciting bit, I want to give you guys an update. The last video I did about sending packages for 2 cents per half ounce, I want to let everyone know that was interested. They went through to my mom's house, and I'm not going to send pictures up here because of the addresses. I would have to pretty much blur out the whole thing, which would be pointless. The really interesting thing is, check this out. So my mom gets a notice in the mail that she's got packages with postage due to be picked up. Okay, well that's disappointing, but at least they got there and she has access to them and everything. And then, let's see here. Okay, so she planned on going the very next day to pick them up, and they wind up on her doorstep. And it says, like, if I did put a picture up, it says that amount of postage due. One was for 5, the other one was for 7 or whatever. And they must have changed their mind or figured out that there was no postage due. So there is the postage due on the package, and yet it still showed up with nothing paid, which is pretty cool. Actually, I think that happened for the first one, and the second one she picked up because she sleeps during the day, and so I think they tried delivering it. So they tried delivering it several times, and so she finally picked it up at the post office, and I think she paid $5. But they were trying to deliver it for free, and that's the main point. Okay, so the main thing I want to talk about is, a while ago I made mention of a group in the UK that it has started a common law court, and they're issuing birth certificates and right to travel cards and all kinds of stuff, and it's recognized in the UK by the statutory court. So if you go to statutory court and you have a common law birth certificate or a right to travel card or whatever it is that you're taking with you, they recognize that, and they recognize that they don't have jurisdiction over you, and they act way differently. So I just got off the phone with Mark Emery from the Lighthouse Law Club, and we talked for probably about 45 minutes, and he's very familiar with the group in the UK. That the guy was actually one of his students, and he basically says that he's had a lot of success, and Mark is working on something that is going to parallel that here in America. Basically what Mark is doing is creating an entity with God as the sovereign, right? Because he's sovereign of this world, and we are in a trust with him. And I'm not going to get into all the details, but it's very exciting. I'm going to post a link to this site where you will be able to get more information and fill out a form so that Mark can be in contact with you. He's trying to develop a network all around the world, but in America, that would allow people to have the same equivalents of a driver's license, right to travel, birth certificate, common law birth, all registered. So if you have to register a car, you don't need to register it with the state or the DMV. You can register it with this organization. Super cool. I've been trying to figure out an avenue to do this for 10 or 15 years. You can ask my friends and my family and my wife, and they will tell you that I drive them all crazy. But I've been trying to find freedom from religion and freedom from government for a while. And to have them both in one package is amazing. And it's a ministry. It's still in the organization stage. It's not completely rolled out, but what Mark is doing, what I'm doing by doing this, is trying to get people to be aware of this opportunity to come together as a group with really God as the leader, using the tools that he has given us, and with only one doctrine: love God and love each other. If anybody has gone through the church system, and come out of it, you might be aware that there are some frustrating elements, the hypocrisy and hierarchy and control and authority and just a lot of unbiblical concepts in modern religion. So the idea that there's going to be a group with a religious context, but with only one doctrine, love, and the idea of getting people out of deception, religious deception, and deception from the powers of this world, the same powers that Paul talked about in his letters and Jesus talked about. Okay, so that's enough rambling. My wife came on. Hi, Stacy. And nobody else came on, so there's no questions. Unless, Stacy, do you have a question? Waiting for the chat to come up. There's no point for me rambling on anymore. I will put a link in the description of the website if anybody is interested in joining a group where you can exercise your you can be a man or you can be a woman and have freedom in that. Okay? And you can have freedom from religion and freedom from the government. All right, so this is just a quick little update. I'm sure there's probably more I could have talked about, but I'm just so excited about the conversation I had with Mark. If you're not familiar with Mark Emery, check out his website, his YouTube, Lighthouse Law Club, and I will leave a link for the Lighthouse Law Club and the organization that I'm talking about, the one he's organizing as we speak. I will leave links to that. There's going to be a webinar this week. If I'm allowed to share that, I will share that later, and maybe I'll put that in the description once it comes out. All right, see you guys later.